with somebody who shows up in an evaluation doesn't quite feel. You know, when you get them, they're just still a little hard and they haven't been broken down and they're still a little bit cold. That's how, again, you'll feel it. They haven't been educated, if you like, or allowed to almost talk themselves into a session. And that's pretty profound if you understand what that means. If you let them talk, right, if you, again, go back to relationships, what's the worst date, right? When you go out on a date with somebody, what's the worst scenario? What's the worst, what would define a crappy date? Talking about themselves is really, right? So if I go out on a date, I'd never get a second one if I just sit there and go, I do this, 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 this and this. But if I just sit there with a bottle of wine and go, tell me more, that sounds good, tell me more, and more, the girl literally talks her way in to your life. Or the other way, you've listened your way into their life. Because for the first time, somebody is listening. The next day, that girl would wake up and think, I really like that guy, he's very interesting. And it's like, well, I actually said jack shit. Like, I didn't say anything. Like, all I did was actually just listen and show an interest in your life. And anything that I did say thereafter, the reason that we would connect was because I listened to what you wanted. I listened to what was important to you. And therefore, any conversation that I had with you was probably about what you wanted to talk about. Because I took the time to listen to what your interests were, what you're looking for, what's important to you. I was able to match up my conversations with those 3 to 5 things. And that entire conversation would feel pretty fluid to you, would feel very comfortable to the gal. But if I'm talking about all my life, I think this is interesting. She's like, well, when do I get a chance to tell you about me? Because really that's what we all want. And it's no different in here. The more time that you can spend speaking to them about them and what they ultimately want, the better chance it gives you to talk to them about what they want. And your conversation is just something that you almost get in the middle of theirs. You don't have to bring it up, you don't have to make it up, you don't have to start going, oh shit, the prices of this, we're open at this point, and if you want weekends, like, they don't care about all of that shit till the end. What we must do for the first 10, 15, 20 minutes is get them to the point of this guy's interesting. This girl's interesting. The date scenario where it's like, I want another date. At that point, then you can start to give them all the logistics and the information, the leaflets. You know, what's the classic when you go into a shop? Do you have any information? They pull out an A5 leaflet that somebody produced 7 years ago with an outdated price on it. They get the pen out. They start scribbling the fucking prices out. Oh, sorry, that phone number doesn't work anymore. And it's like, there you go. There's your information. And it tells you what the cost is. It tells you when the shop's open or what the 2-for-1 on the happy hour is or whatever it will be, except Friday isn't now, you know? That's not information. That's not what they want. That's the logistics that would seal it. My view on it all is, if you do that conversation right, it makes that piece of paper irrelevant. If you do that conversation right, it makes the price irrelevant. If you do that conversation right, it makes whether you're open on a Saturday or a Monday irrelevant, because they'll come. If I like that, you know, that date's gone really well. When can we have the next one? Well, I'm only available on a Thursday. I'm there. Whereas if it's like, I'm not quite sure about the date, it's like, well, can you do next Friday? No, oh, I'm busy. All right, well, I'll get back to you and we'll see how it goes. But you'd move heaven and earth if the first conversation goes well, yes or no, with everything in life. So you can conclude from that it really isn't the money, it isn't the time, it isn't you're only open on a Sunday, or you're only open at this time and I'm not available. It's that you didn't make a deep enough connection with me on that first phone call, in that first session, that made me want to see past any other option that I might have on Thursday, or any other commitment that I've got on Thursday to come and see you. And again, none of this is earth-shattering, none of this is, you know, tactical, how to say this or how to say that, but it's the basics that often get overlooked, because in the heat of the moment, when somebody does open the door, when that phone does ring, and they belt down the phone with, what's the price, how does it work, and you're like, oh shit, well, it works like this, and you get so logical and so tactical very, very quickly. Something has to kick in to go, tell me more about you. What are you looking for? In order for me to give you the best, if you want information, in order for me to give you the best information, I need to know a little bit about what you need, and set off on a journey. And you'll see from that, if you like, and that's where I'm going with this, the foundation of that, that is the foundation of all of this.
Thanks for watching this video, and if you found it helpful, and if you now find yourself thinking, I wonder what else this person can help me with, head over to paulgough.com/books, where you can find my best-selling books, which will show you how to add more profit to your practice. Or send an email to paul@paulgough.com to ask about how we can help you accelerate the growth and profitability of your clinic. And by the way, if you know anybody who would find this helpful, please share this video out. Thanks so much.